Since debuting at AEW Fyter Fest in 2019, Darby Allin has climbed the ladder of success in All Elite Wrestling.
Darby Allin is a strange enigma.
He says half of himself is dead, and that's why he paints half his body, half his face the way he does. To say he is unorthodox would be an understatement.
The quiet enigma made a name for himself by pushing guys like Cody Rhodes, Jon Moxley, and Chris Jericho to their limits, all while creating a fan base like no other.
I think fans get behind me because they notice that I'm a real person. At the end of the day, this isn't a gimmick, this isn't a joke. I don't turn this off Thursday morning.
Darby Allin looked to attack 2020 the same way, but after 2 losses to Cody Rhodes in the first half of the year, a certain wrestling legend tried to lend a hand of advice.
You look at Taz's background, he is really one of the great in-ring performers that we had through the 90s and the early part of the 2000s. And he has a lot of knowledge.
I know it's tough. You pinned yourself. You made several mistakes in this match. I could help you. I mean, I know I could help you. If we could have a conversation offline, I'd love to help. And professional.
But Taz didn't know how to talk to Darby. Taz spoke to Darby like a coach on a high school or collegiate team. That's not how you get through to Darby. Taz took Darby's rejection personally.
After being blown off multiple times by Darby Allin, Taz went to find himself a client of his own.
Brian Cage with Taz.
Look at the size of Brian Cage.
One of the hottest free agents in all of professional wrestling.
Since making his impactful debut, Brian Cage has shown unprecedented athleticism for a man of his stature, combining strength and speed to make him one of the most feared men in AEW.
This is the FTW champion because he has an FTW mindset.
Oh, look, Ricky's. What is?
Yes.
What is? Oh my God!
Yes, exactly.
Would you look at that? Ricky Starks and Brian Cage.
That's called business right there. That's called good business.
Collectively, this team had one goal: destroy Darby Allin and everything he stood for.
Why does Darby Allin get everything he needs and everything he wants? What about Cage? What's he get? Right now, you're going to see Darby Allin be done.
Just let it happen.
Despite the ongoing issues with Team Taz, Darby Allin still found himself at the top of the AEW rankings, in line for a TNT Championship match at Full Gear.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout set for one fall with a 60-minute time limit is for the TNT Championship.
Darby, 1, 2, 3. Wow! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Darby Allin! Darby Allin! Are you kidding me?
Enough with the emotions. Man up!
Oh, look out! Look
Brian
out!
Cage.
Stop! Somebody gotta stop this!
And
Here
Will Hobbs.
Here comes Will Hobbs! Get in there! Get in there, Will!
Team Taz would grow in power as they recruited Powerhouse Hobbs and continued their path of destruction. But it would be Darby Allin who would find inspiration from an unlikely source.
What the?
It's Sting!
And Darby Allin, what must he be thinking? He might have been a little stinger once upon a time.
There's something that makes me feel at home in this place. I mean, there's something really familiar about it. I mean, something really, really familiar about this place.
Let me tell you something, Stinger man. You're gonna get hurt playing around in this jungle.
Sting, baseball bat, Darby Allin, skateboard, no problem. We'll take the high road and we'll live to fight another day. And Darby,
That another day is in 2 weeks when you put that pretty TNT championship on the line against the machine Brian Cage.
Taz, you may say this feud has been 9 months in the making, but in reality, it's 27 years, because I've dealt with shit my whole life from people like you.
On January 13th, at New Year's Smash Night 2, Darby Allin and Brian Cage will finally face off one-on-one. Will Darby Allin's relentless spirit allow him to overcome the massive obstacle that has been put in front of him? Or will Brian Cage walk out the new TNT champion?
Darby Allin, as God is my witness, next week we crown our new TNT champion, the Machine Brian Cage, you rotten son of a bitch!
And new NWA Women's World Champion.
I think the fact that we are seeing the NWA Women's World title defended on Dynamite certainly gives a lot more exposure to the championship, a championship that's been around for many, many, many years, longer than any other women's title in pro wrestling. It's helped elevate that. But I think more than that, the fact that Serena Deeb is the champion and her abilities on TV, seen each and every week on TNT, has helped elevate the title as well.
Being NWA Women's World Champion is a huge honor. It's quite the legacy in pro wrestling, and it means everything to me to carry this championship on my shoulder. It's about pride, legacy, respect, tradition, all the things that are important to me, all the things I value in pro wrestling. And it took me 15 years to get this, and I'm not losing it anytime soon.
She is a classic pro wrestler. She is a black belt technician, which is interesting because she is facing a black belt judoka in Tai Conti. And so I think Serena Deeb has achieved as much as any woman has in pro wrestling and is as technically proficient in the traditional American style of pro wrestling as there is anybody.
I'm from Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. I was born in the favelas. And honestly, nobody believed that I could make it. And guess what? I did. I'm here. I have been working my ass off for over 14 years in judo, jiu-jitsu, training Muay Thai, and almost 4 years in wrestling. This is my chance, and I'm not wasting it. I promise you, I'm not wasting it.
Tai Conti has an advantage every time she steps in the ring because of her athletic background. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, she can do it all. She is really a complete athlete. And I think she's done a great job of taking her background, a varied background, and being able to put it into a professional wrestling ring and be very successful with it.
The one thing that I would say could be her downfall is that she spread herself a little too thin. She's, this black belt in judo, blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, working up the ranks in Muay Thai, working up the ranks in pro wrestling. If you take your focus off your core competencies, then you kind of suffer in other areas. So if she's spending too much time on the pro wrestling side of things, then maybe her judo or jiu-jitsu begins to suffer.
Tai is an amazing athlete. I do not underestimate her. In fact, I've spent a lot of time with her. I had a hand in training her. Her work ethic is pretty unparalleled, but the fact is this is professional wrestling, and this is my game. Nobody does it better. I prove that every time I go out. I prove that with this title on my shoulder, and she's stepping into my world.
Well, she never trained me. We work in the same place, and she was a coach there, and I was an athlete. But she was not my coach. I was already past it, so.
Tai Conti has a friend in Anna Jay, and that may help a great deal as far as becoming a champion, because the Dark Order has been a very, very tough, very influential, very dominating group in AEW. Silver and Reynolds together have been a great tag team. Now they've got Anna Jay's back, and Anna Jay has Tai Conti's back.
Tainara, she's my best friend, so I'm going to support her with whatever she does, whatever match she has, whatever championship she's fighting for. And if I'm gonna be there supporting her, so is the Dark Order. They will be behind you, just like they're behind me.
Do you think that's an unfair advantage?
I don't think it's an unfair advantage because it's just a support system. Everyone has a support system. Ours is just very prominent. We're a family.
You are looking at the next NEWA Women's Champion.
I'm very aware. I know about these outside distractions involving Dark Order, Anna Jay being out there. Her and Tay Conti have a close friendship. She's got her back. That's totally cool. I'm focused in the ring. I'll be focused in the ring this match, and I will be prepared for whatever they throw at me.
Tay Conti is going to throw every single thing in her arsenal at Serena Deeb, but I think Serena is enough of a pro, enough of a competitor that has been in world championship title matches before, that she will be able to clench her teeth, to grit her jaw, and persevere through every single thing that Tay Conti has to throw at her.
I'm never going to predict against Serena Deeb. I've many times I will say the person or the team that has more people in the background to help them out would be the favorite. And even though Tay Conti seemingly has Anna Jay behind her and the Dark Order behind her, I'm not going to predict against Serena Deeb. Serena Deeb will successfully defend the NWA Women's World title.
All of you listen up. We were out on the indies. We were suffering. And now we're on TNT. Why aren't you a tag champs? Why are you two tag champs? You guys are better than every tag team here. They only beat you guys when you're divided. Come with me. And everything we want will be ours. Come in here for the hug. This is real talk. This is real life. Come here, come on, Blade. Come on, Pa. Come on.
Who the do you think you were winking at, huh?
Oh my God! The bastard Pac has returned!
Pac is back!
Let me ask you this, Eddie Kingston. How exactly did you expect me to react? Here I am, for month after month, in the middle of a pandemic. And I have to sit and watch you take the only two people that I respect on the face of this scummy world from me.
You did it, bro. No more, man. Hey, you don't need anybody. You don't need that dead weight. You don't need your brother.
Did you think I'd be gone forever, huh? Were you taking the piss out of me, Eddie? Because you might have thought that was hilarious. But I certainly didn't. The bastard's back, and you have made a very, very big mistake.
Pac is ready to fight.
He wants to get his hands on Kingston.
Pac thought he was wrong.
You've been gone for 8 months, brother. Things have changed. The king is here, baby. You want a battle, not the war.
My man talks about the pandemic, and my man talks about being away from the ring and demons eating at him. My dude, that's been happening to me since God knows how long. I've been fighting demons my whole life. You crying about this pandemic and how I took over the Lucha Brother, whatever, how that got you all mad and I'm a scumbag. And you've been hearing voices in your head. I don't believe you, because the voices in my head tell me not to. So that also makes you a liar, outside of just being a bastard.
Well, let me explain the difference between me and you, Eddie Kingston. I am an international superstar, an attraction. I'm the poster boy for self-assured success, and you, well, you're a cautionary tale.
You're probably the best fighter, high flyer. I give you that. But there's no way I'm letting a liar beat me.
You don't belong in this company. You don't belong in this business. And you certainly don't belong in the ring with someone like me.
And there's no strategy. There's none. I fight. I punch you, I suplex you, I clothesline you. I fight.
But trust me, this Wednesday on AEW Dynamite, I am going to remind you just how unqualified you are.
You think you're a tough guy? You think you know what it takes to be a real man, brother? I'm gonna put you through the storm.
You are going to learn that no one disrespects this bastard, and especially not someone like you.
I know you're tough. You ain't tougher than me.